Midwestern Cowboy. This is Iron Horse. Thanks for watching. My daughter Bailey and I are going to head on out to a little town called Boswell, Indiana. Boswell, Indiana is in Benton County, and it's going to be a real special day because they are hosting at the Benton County Fairgrounds this weekend here in Indiana the Moving Wall, the small-scale miniature Vietnam Veteran War Memorial Wall. So we're going to ride over there and pay our respects and see what's going on. I think a lot of times about my own grandfather, who was a veteran of World War II, and how he, he never talked much about it when I was a kid growing up. Really enjoyed my grandfather. He was a nice, quiet man, lived a quiet life. He and his wife settled, in Lafayette, Indiana, and they raised my mom. And they just did one heck of a job raising my mom and my uncle as good human beings. I've often wondered if Grandpa, after seeing just the horrors of war, if he cherished, I think he did, he cherished his nice, quiet, comfortable life with his family. He was a sharpshooter in World War II. He told the story one time about how he had entered a shooting contest. All of the soldiers were encouraged to attend and participate, and he won the shooting contest, and his reward was that he was now named to be a sharpshooter and given the job of being a scout, which means that you go out ahead of the troops, ahead of your own troops, scouting out enemies. So talk about dangerous work. That was the reward for his sharpshooting experience. So he used to tell the story about one day when he was in France during World War II, and the battlefield was laid out with just row after row of rock piles, and the troops were climbing up over these rows one at a time, and he didn't know of any high objectives or anything like that. All he knew about was that they were to take the next hill, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the one after that. And as a scout, he was going over the next hill first, ahead of his troops. And as he describes it, he had a moment of lapse when he wasn't paying attention to what he was supposed to be doing, when he lost his mind for a moment and forgot all of his training, and he came up over the top of a hill. He zigged when he should have zagged, to use his own words, and he caught a bullet right in the face. An enemy bullet right into the mouth. It blew out his upper palate and all of his teeth, and he fell backwards, rolling down the hill into the watery ditch below. He said he remembers the German soldier that shot him peeking up over the edge of the hill at him, and then walking down toward what he thought was his body laying in the water. And he remembers this soldier reaching into his pockets, into Grandpa's pockets, pulling out his wallet and looking at the pictures of Grandpa's wife and by then his little baby boy. And Grandpa was filled with rage. Grandpa reached down into his pants while the soldier wasn't looking and pulled out a Bowie knife is what I'm envisioning. And he took the soldier out. The man that shot him. Grandpa killed him. He doesn't speak of that story with pride, any sense of pride at all. Whenever he would share that story, there were nothing but tears and regret in his eyes. And he said that man's face haunted him, probably until the day that he died. Grandpa eventually made his way back to his troops, where he was brought into the infirmary, and then from there on he was done. His time in Germany and in France was over. He headed back home, and he he was scared because his wife was Miss Eastern Indiana back in, I don't know what year it was, 1939, I think. Grandpa used to say that his wife was a beauty queen and she had a trophy to prove it. And now here he felt like he looked like this monster having half his face blown off. And he was afraid, would his wife take him back? It took him about a year to get back home through all the surgeries and recovery and all of that. But, you know, the story has somewhat of a happy ending for him, in that Grandma remained faithful, obviously welcomed him back as her husband. She loved him, and he loved her, and they had a marriage that was built in heaven. And I can tell you, growing up, I had a lot of respect for my grandpa, not because he was some sort of a war hero, but because he was a man of kindness and gentleness. And I never knew Roger Circle, the war hero. I only knew my grandpa. That was kind of a moving experience, the moving wall for Vietnam veterans. That moving wall has been shown all over the country since 1984. It operates off of donations and fees that folks pay to bring the wall to their town. A lot of names. I mean, there were so many names that you just couldn't read them all. And behind every name is a life, you know, a man or a woman, a human being who gave it all for their country. It's amazing to me as I have, you know, pushed the age of 50, is to think about our soldiers as really being 19, 20-year-old kids, really at the prime of their life, you know. It's really a sad thing when they die so gun like that. But our hats off to them for their service to our country and for the freedoms that we enjoy. If it were not for them, we really wouldn't have what we do today. Midwestern Cowboy, this is Iron Horse. Thanks for watching.